Another one of the Pokemon from Heat Wave Arena, Misty's Gyarados is going to be making a huge splash here with its Splashing Panic attack, doing 70 times the number of Misty's Pokemon you find in the top 7 cards of your deck that you discard. There's got to be something good about that, right? Like, how are we making this deck work? We've got Misty Psyduck, this little guy, slapstick jump. If he's on your bench, you may discard it, discard the bottom card of your deck, and then if you do, put this card on top of your deck. You basically go one for one, put the Psyduck back in your deck, and basically, if you can make an infinite loop where you get to 8 cards every turn, use Misty's Gyarados, blow up your opponent's active, seems pretty strong. Seems pretty cool. Then we have Misty's Starmie that does 60 plus 80 if they evolve from Staryu this turn. 140. Great to two shot some things. Once the Starmies are in the discard, we have super odds, a bunch of ways to recycle cards, and then we just kind of blow stuff up. My name is Rahul Reddy. Today we're going to be looking at a video from the Japanese YouTube channel. There's going to be a deck list. There's going to be gameplay. If you like this kind of stuff, please like and subscribe, and let's jump right into it. I think the list is here pretty early. We can see it here. There's the 4/4 Gyarados. There is the uh looks like there is the Starmie line 3/3, the 4 Psyduck, the Badoo. Badoo to stall the early game seems quite good. Then we have the Pheasantipity, the 4 Poffin, 3 Nest Ball, or 3 Ultra Ball, 2 Nest Ball. The 2 Sacred Ash seems quite good as well. There's a way to recycle the Pokemon very quickly. Sacred Ash lets you get up to 5 Pokemon back into your deck. The Super Rod for 2 gets you the energies as well. Academy at Night allowing us to swap the top of our deck. Miracle Headset putting all the stuff back in. Having cards like Ash Rod and Palpad lets us use a ton of this attack if we want to. Cypher Maniac also putting 2 cards on top. Lana's Aid getting back the Gyarados line as we're playing, and then a bunch of researches. I would like a little bit more shuffle back in effects, I think, because this is a little bit thin for my liking. Seems like we're playing on the edge, but let's jump into it and see how it functions. Pretty excited to see how this works. I think this deck is really cool. I don't know if it's going to be super hyper competitive, but it'll be a really fun like League Cup deck to bring, or like a League Challenge deck, especially Badoo on the opener, Zorua on the other side. Really good into 2 prize attackers, which I think should be a lot of the format, because you just really need 3 attacks to win the game. There's a Zorua attach, and over to the other player, we see the Magikarp hitting the board. Magikarp does have bench barrier, which is quite good. So you can't snipe it on the bench, which is really nice because it is a small guy. You don't have to play stuff like Shaman anymore. You can actually play like real cards that help your deck. We have a Cypher Maniacs putting these cards on top, attached to the Magikarp, and we're gonna go ahead and use a Badoo for 20 because Zorua is grass weak. There's Zoroark hitting the board as well. The attachment for turn. The Ends Academy for the free retreat and the research. Can't use that Ultra Ball. Unfortunately, we're going to trade away the other Ultra Ball, putting another Zoro down, another Darmanitan. Or Dar, yeah, I think Darmaka and Darmanitan. We have the Darmanitan attack here. This is the 90. It discards all our energy, so we're going to go ahead and just copy the Darumaka for 50. A smart little attack to copy here and take the free prize card. Now we're just looking for the Gyarados, and we got to get 4 in our top 7, which is a little bit difficult. I think they're explaining that there's bench barrier. They're like, oh, you can't attack the bench. This makes more sense. What do we put on top? Academy at Night is what we put on top. We're gonna research. Makes sense to me. There's a Starmie hitting the discard. There's Gyarados. Academy at Night. There's another Gyarados. Pretty good. Poffin probably grabbing a Psyduck. Yeah, this gets us to 2 more. And so if we can go Academy at Night, that's 1 on top. Psyduck discards the bottom card of our deck. This is such a cool little interaction because it's like not something that Pokemon is. Oh, we lost a Magikarp. It's like not something that Pokemon ever does. There's a second one coming in, and we're like, okay, we lose, and the Gyarados as well. Uh-oh. We need to hit one card that we don't know what it'll be. So there's the top 3 we know, and there's number 4 and number 5. There's 6. There's 6 Misty's Pokemon. We lose our Ace Spec in the process, but we just blow this Zoroark up. A little bit of an overkill there, but yeah, that Zoroark just got sent to the Shadow Realm. Reversal Energy could be quite good here because we can just go 90/90 and try to do that again in the following turn with Darmanitan. Maybe you don't even evolve the Zoroark here. We're going to trade the TM Evo away. We're going to go ahead and put the Petrant into play. I don't know. I don't know if we need to put the Petrant into play because we already have Ends Academy. But I guess, oh no, we didn't have it right there. We're looking for the Ends PP up here as well to attack. We're going to retreat into the Darumaka and go ahead and pass. Now we need a Boss's Orders plus a lot of stuff. Lana's Aid, getting back the Psyducks and the Magikarp. We're gonna go ahead and put the Psyducks down on the board. I don't even know if we want to do this. Like, is this even worth doing here? Um, we're gonna go ahead and discard 7 cards off the top of our deck. A lot of supporters gone this time, and we have 2 taking the Darumaka out. 1 prize here feels pretty bad, but we do have the Psyduck already lined up, ready to go for the next knockout. Um, we basically have to win in the next 2 attacks, or we're gonna go ahead and deck out almost certainly here. We're gonna counter catcher up the Psyduck, taking this little menace off the board. We're gonna research, looking for reversal. Yeah, I was thinking like reversal here just takes the Psyduck off the board. We're gonna go ahead and take 90-90 and just spread the damage here. Trying to use the one prizers as efficiently as possible here. And we're gonna go back into the Gyarados, putting ourselves in a great position. There's a Sacred Ash putting a bunch of Pokemon back into the deck, the Psyducks and the Gyarados, but I think it's really funny that the Psyducks are like the engine and the blood of this deck. There's the Poffin. Poffin getting a Psyduck at any stage in the game is so cool. Like this is so sick. Um, like this deck might not be like tier one or whatever, but this is so cool. I'm a big fan. Psyduck ability once again, discard a Poffin, put it on top. We're gonna go ahead and use the attack here. 7 cards off the top. We're down to very few cards left in our deck. There's 2 here that we hit. Our deck on the bright side is very thin, and we guarantee a Psyduck at the very least um, on the bench. So now we're in a position where if our opponent goes into another Darmanitan, it's kind of sketchy because we don't really have 2 attacks to give, I don't think. Like 2 attacks to give is a little bit sketchy. So we need to find a boss's orders plus all the tools we want. And we're gonna go ahead and use Darmanitan here, probably, and just clear this, clear the Psyduck. Oh, we're gonna clear the Magikarp, clear the Magikarp, and clear the Gyarados, which is just 2 prize cards here. It goes down to 1. I mean, still we're still losing the prize trade here, um, in the grand scheme of things, but this Gyarados has to put a little bit of work in. Now Defiance Band is turned off, which is a little bit awkward. We're gonna go ahead and boss his orders up the Petrant. We just need 3 here. There's a Psyduck already in the hand. We're looking to get 2 more, so a Poffin would actually do the trick. Sacred Ash plus Poffin, putting back 5 more Misty's Pokemon. About half the deck is now Misty's Pokemon. We're super running back 3 more Misty's Pokemon. There are so many Misty's Pokemon in the deck. We're gonna go ahead and use Psyduck's ability. Um, Research is gone. That's not a Misty's Pokemon. And let's see how many we hit. We're gonna go for it. There's the wind up. We're gonna flip it over one at a time, I guess. One. Oh no, we're doing all 7. We're flipping. 1, 2, 3. There it is. There's the knockout 4. Wow, that's actually surprisingly low for how many were in the deck. But see that this Vengeance Petrant was like a mistake, right? I guess we could have missed the attack at some point, but the 4 would have killed Zorak anyway, so it's a moot point. Like this is such a cool deck. Like I wish this deck was more competitive looking. Because obviously you guys saw the issue with how quickly you run out of attacks as the game goes through, and obviously if like you're pitching a lot of resources, so like if you're not Lanazating for your attacks, a lot of the time you're whiffing attacks on the follow up, and that gets really sketchy as well. And if you discard like your Sacred Ashes and Super Odds as well, the game can get even more difficult. I don't know if the ace spec of Miracle Headset is better than maybe like Super Odd Pro or something like that, or like Max Rod Pro, or whatever that ace spec is. But anyway, this deck is really cool. Like I really think the Psyduck part of the deck is really, really sick. I think the Gyarados part of the deck is really, really sick. I'm a big fan of this deck. You might see you guys bring this to a challenge. Obviously, there's only half of our set, so we don't know what the rocket part of the set's gonna look like yet. But this is such like a cool little concept of an idea that I didn't really expect to be cool. But yeah, if you guys enjoy the content, like and subscribe, and hopefully you enjoyed today's video.